Stop writing crappy short sale offers. Hey everybody, it's Jason, Sanseverino with MYclosing, where we make short sales easy. So the intro was talking about how to stop writing crappy short sale offers. Really what I want to do is I want to teach you how to write better short sale offers, something that's more complete and more likely to be approved. First and foremost, whenever you get a contract for a short sale, please get it wet signed. Mortgage companies that are doing short sales, they just don't like electronic signatures. It's really that simple. Everything has to be filled out entirely. So when you're doing contracts, it's really important that you don't leave anything blank. If it's a fill in the blank contract, like the Pennsylvania Association of Realtor contract or the Maryland contract, it's really a fill in the blank. Make sure everything is filled out. Make sure that the agent information is correct. Make sure that the buyer and seller information is correct. Just don't leave any empty spaces, because the short sale lenders don't like incomplete paperwork. Names are very key in short sales. When it comes down to short sales, the seller's name is of utmost importance. If you don't know exactly what the seller's name is, you can go ahead and get a copy of the mortgage statement. The mortgage statement is going to have the seller's name laid out the way it should be. Okay, so get the mortgage statement, find out how the seller's name is on that mortgage statement. That's really the way that you need to have it on the agreement of sale. If the seller's name is different on the deed, and it's different on the tax assessment, and it's different on the mortgage statement, if that is the case, you may have to have a name affidavit that illustrates all the different forms or versions of the seller's name. Same thing with the buyer. It's super important to have the buyer's name correct and consistent throughout the whole contract, because once the short sale is approved, that buyer's name goes into the approval letter. And if 2 weeks before settlement, you have the buyer's middle initial added, or a suffix added, or all of a sudden there's a non-borrowing spouse added to the transaction that was not originally disclosed, you're going to have a problem. So it's vital that the buyer's name is correct and consistent throughout the whole contract, along with the seller's name. Very, very important. Next thing is acronyms. In my area, we work with Berkshire Hathaway a lot. Realtors are just abbreviating BHHS. Don't do that. The short sale lenders don't like abbreviations, and they actually reject contracts because things are abbreviated. Provide a deposit check. If the contract says that the buyer is doing a deposit, provide a copy of the deposit check. The short sale lender is going to request it. Make sure that deposit check is in the name of the buyer who wrote the contract. Closing cost help. Yes, you can ask for closing cost help. I have another video in our YouTube archives about seller assistance. Yes, you can ask for it, but when I'm negotiating a short sale and a buyer's asking for closing cost help, I need to prove why. So if your buyer is putting down 20% or more, or they're a cash buyer, please don't ask for buyer's assistance, because I can't in good faith go to the short sale lender and tell them that a buyer who's putting 20% down needs 3% seller help. Settlement date, make sure it's an actual date. Settlement to be on or before, the 15th of June. Do not put a time frame. Do not put TBD. To be determined for a settlement date is not okay. It has to be a physical date. It can't be 45 days from short sale approval. That doesn't work either. Financial contingency. In just about every contract that I've ever reviewed, there is a financial contingency section. Is the purchase contingent upon getting a loan or not? Make sure that's filled out correctly with the correct loan amount, the correct interest rate, the correct mortgage company the buyer is planning on working with. In the event that it's waived, meaning there is no financial contingency, make sure you provide buyer's proof of funds. the short sale lender is going to want a copy of a bank statement or a brokerage statement no older than 30 days that indicates that the buyer has the financial ability to buy the property without getting financing. And back to the buyer's name, make sure the name on the proof of funds matches the name on the agreement of sale. That's, again, very, very important. If you do elect financing, make sure the pre-approval is in the buyer's name that matches the offer, because those names are very important. All right, home inspections. Yes, a buyer can do a home inspection on a short sale. I have another video about that in our YouTube video archive, so go ahead and zip over there and check that out. With respect to home inspections, in the Pennsylvania Association of Realtor contract, I think there's like 2 pages of inspections that a buyer can waive or elect. Make sure that the buyer waives or elects every single one. All right, so let's talk about the short sale addendum to the agreement of sale. I mentioned to you that we would talk more about that. In the short sale addendum to the agreement of sale, there's a couple key items that you need to be aware of. Number 1, there is a date in that addendum that specifies when you must have short sale approval by. It is the deadline that me as a short sale negotiator needs to have that short sale approval letter in my hand. If we don't have short sale approval by that date, in the Pennsylvania Association of Realtor version of it, it specifies if creditor approval is not received by this date, buyer or seller may terminate the contract. Obviously, we don't want that. So we want to make sure that that date in that short sale addendum is realistic. The other 2 items that you want to focus on is when will a mortgage application be made and when a home inspection is going to be conducted. In the Pennsylvania version of this addendum, it says that you have 2 choices with the home inspection and the mortgage application. It says that a mortgage application will be made within a certain amount of days of the short sale approval, and that's a fill in the blank. You could fill in whatever time frame you want. Or it says the mortgage application will be done by the time frame that's listed in the agreement of sale. So it kind of diverts back to the agreement of sale itself. Same thing with the home inspection. It says the home inspection will be done based on the time frame in the agreement of sale, or the home inspection will be done within a certain amount of days of short sale approval. So that's the short sale addendum. It's very, very important that that particular addendum is attached to any offer on any short sale in any state. Additional terms to the contract. There is on every contract that I've ever seen a space where you can handwrite or type in additional terms. Now, when you're working with MYclosing, we will tell you what additional terms need to be added because they're generally specific to the type of short sale that you're working on. It's going to be determined by the type of loan and determined by the type of lender. So if it's a Wells Fargo VA, or if it's a Bank of America FHA, or if it's a, Mr. Cooper Fannie Mae, they're all going to be different. MYclosing would tell you what additional terms need to be added. For instance, if it's a VA short sale, you have to add in, this sale is subject to a VA compromise sale. Generally speaking, you always want to write in there, home is sold as is. Another additional term would be, this agreement is not assignable. But again, depending on what type of loan you're working with on the short sale, there's going to be several renditions of these special clauses. All right, last but not least, whenever you have changes to a contract, never cross stuff out on the original contract and you cross it off, you write in the correct information, you initial it and everybody dates it. In a short sale, never do that. Short sale lenders just go batty when I submit contracts that have cross-offs and initials, and it's just complicated to figure out who did what and what's the revision, when did the revision occur. The best thing to do whenever you're doing revisions to an offer in a short sale, use an addendum. Very, very important. Use an addendum. That addendum will obviously be dated by the buyer and seller's signature, so we know when that addendum was kind of created. Gives you a timeline, and it also gives you a paper trail. When you just cross things off on the original contract and have everybody initial, it just gets very, very complicated to follow that revision. So best course of action, if you ever need to do a change to an offer, pre-existing offer, make sure you use an addendum. All right, guys, so that is my quick video on how to write a super awesome short sale offer. Stop writing crappy offers, write better offers. If you like this video, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video to other agents that might not be on the distribution list that you think might benefit from this information. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach me, jason@myclosing.com. You can direct message me on Facebook. You can always go to our website, myclosing.com. You can take our short sale quiz to see if your homeowner is a candidate for short sale. You can schedule a free 15-minute interview call with me or anybody else here at MyClosing. We love hearing from you guys, and we just want to continue to do what we do. Thanks so much and have an awesome day. If you want your short sale approved, give MyClosing a call, 877-299-0251, or shoot us an email, info@myclosing.com.